Okay, this program is going to be similar to the dwarves program in that we are going to use an array to store a bunch of things together, and in this case we're going to store the colors of the rainbow. So let's just dive in and start coding our array. I'll come up with an array name. It's like coming up with a variable name, and why don't we call this array colors? Okay, and in that first element, which will have an index of 1, we will put the color red. Okay, now it's going to get repetitive here. We'll try to copy and paste where applicable. Alright, so in the second element, which has an index of 2, we'll put the color orange. In the third element, we have yellow. In the fourth element, we'll have green. Fifth element, we'll have blue. And then lastly, we'll put purple. Okay, so I have my array called colors. It has 6 elements. It is populated with the actual color names, alright? So we put the information in. Now I want to get it back out. So how are we going to do that? Well, like with a dwarfs array, why don't we use a loop? That would be the most efficient way of doing it. So I will code the basics of a for loop here. For our loop counter, you can really choose any name. In the dwarfs program, we used count. Here, I'll use I. It's common to see I for a loop counter, and you can think of I for index. We talked about using the index as the array index, or using the loop counter as the array index. Very important technique. You're going to see that in this program as well. So for I equals 1, 2, okay, we can hard code a 6, or we could use our array object get item count method. Which array are we referring to? The colors array. That's a better way of doing it. Okay, and then I'll end my sandwich before I do anything else. Okay, so I thought maybe in addition to printing the name of the color, we can also change the text color to that color that we're printing. So the red will be printed in red and so on. So one thing I will say, though, is that the orange is not going to print. You just can't get that color in the console, in the little black console window. You could if this were like a GUI application with the gray window, but not for the type of application that we're doing. We're not going to get the orange. We're not going to get the purple either, but we will get the rest of the colors. So, all right. So first, we'll begin by changing the color, the foreground color of the text window. And what are we going to change it to? The color at hand, all right? If it's red, we want to change it to red. So how do we access the color at hand? Well, we're looping through the array. So first time through, I has a value of 1. We're changing it to colors I, which is colors 1, which happens to be red. So we're changing the color to red, and then we'll go ahead and write the statement that'll print. And we'll just print the name of that color. Again, loop counter as array index. Very common, very important technique. I want you to know how to do this. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it. Let's just run it. Like I said, you're not going to see orange or purple. Instead, it'll just, because it can't make that color, it'll retain the color before it. So the orange will actually be in red and the purple will actually be in blue. But the rest of them should work. Okay, and there they are.